Yo everybody and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Yo everybody and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Steins. I open my eyes to a deep scarlet sky. I'm on my back, laying face up. The sky is vast and the colour ominous. I've never seen it like this before. Where am I? I sit up. Dramatic music. There is nothing here. A wasteland stretched to the horizon, nothing but rocks and dust as far as the eye could see. No plants, no water, no sun, no moon, no warmth, no cold. Reminds me of the starting of Dark Souls. Not a single breath of wind. It looks like hell. A frozen world. It can't be Earth. Mars? I could believe. Why am I here? This must be a dream. I gave up thinking about it and lay down again on the sand. I guess I'll wake up soon. I should just wait until then. I wait, but the dream shows no sign of ending. Have I ever had a dream this lucid before? There's a terrible ringing in my ears that keeps me awake. I realize that it's the sound of silence. My belongings are gone. I have no watch, no phone. The lack of motion numbs my sense of time. How long have I been laying here? It might have been only a second. It might have been 3 days. An epiphany? The concept of time is a human construct. The universe at large has no use for it. Time is a cage that we created to feel secure. Within its walls, we can forget our own insignificance. I'm thirsty. It hurts to breathe. This void is no place for a human. We're not strong enough to live in a world without time. Tears fill my eyes. What do they mean? I no longer know. I want to die. Yes, let's die. But what is death? To be frozen in time? Time stopped for me long ago. How can I die in a world that's already dead? Everything inside me is crumbling away. Who am I? I can barely recall. My soul is melting into the void. Is someone there? Anyone? Something moves in the corner of my eye. Impossible. I try to move my eyes, but I've forgotten how. I found you, Ocarine. A pleasant voice silenced the buzzing in my ears. It reminds me who I am, Okabe Min Tower. This time, my eyes move. There's a girl sitting on a rock. There's a girl sitting on a nearby rock. I recognize her. My frozen brain comes alive. Her presence breathes new life into this dead world. Mayuri? My brain is still half asleep, and I cannot speak. It's Mayuri. Shia Mayuri, my oldest friend. She smiles at me, swinging her legs. This is Earth, you know? 70 million years ago. Some scary people sent you here in a time machine. This is a dream, right? Mayushi went looking for you, and found ocarines from many, many world lines. You're one of many ocarines, and also the original. Mayushi's is one of many Mayushis, and also the original. And now, Ocarine and Mayushi are going to die here. Well, that got dark quick. This is a dream, right, Mayuri? But I know that another Ocarine and Mayushi will pick up where we left off. 70 million years in the future. So everything's A-okay. This is a dream? Oh, it's quite the dream to have. Hopefully. Yeah! I jerk awake on top of the sofa. My body is drenched in sweat. It was a dream. I must have fallen asleep sometime around noon. What a horrible nightmare. I guess that threatening email is still weighing on my mind. Still, Mayuri had to save me. Even in my dream, that's unacceptable. I'm the one who saves her. That's the way it should be. Besides, Mayuri's not smart enough to talk about time travel like that. I set up and look around the room. Let me get the awesome music. She's right where I expect to find her. I'm in front of the TV watching Right-Net Kakeru DVD. Watching A. On the screen, the Upa riding Kakeru's shoulder is screaming something intangible. I wish I had an Upa. They do seem adorable. Look at her, sitting there all spaced out. Mayuri needs my protection. That dream was wrong. I took a Dr. P and checked my phone. No new emails. I sent Taida a mail several hours ago just to make sure that he really isn't Suzuha's father. He hasn't replied. No, not inbox, outbox. There we go, John Taida. Do you have a daughter named Suzuha, or do you know someone named Bowel Taida? If you do, contact me. She's looking for you. And no new emails. Oh, obviously Dow and the others don't know that I'm changing the past. I will take this call from Ferris. This is Hoyin Kuroma. Wait, how does she know my phone? It's Ferris. Oh, it's you. Akira Minhiho. Who is that? Could have sworn her real name was Akia. Yeah, but Ocarina and real names don't go hand in hand, I guess. Don't tell me, could the D-mail have changed that too? First is first, yeah. I don't have any other names. Yeah, right, your true name is Ferris, my apologies. Of course, she's been her usual self. Well, what is it? If Ferris has called me, it might be about the IBN 5100. She did promise to help me find one. You've been too conspicuous. Yeah, the cat's out of the bag and now you're trapped. Huh? More of Ferris's usual nonsense? The 4 Guardian Kings have awoken, yeah? There's no escape. Is that so? You think the 4 Guardian Kings can stop me? Just wait and see. Akira will drown in blood before nightfall. After the 4 Guardian Kings are the 4 Guardian Queens, yeah? After that, the 8 Devils, and then the Black Angel 12. That's a lot of people. That many? What's going on in this town? It really stirred up a hornet's nest. I'm sorry, Kuroma, but this is checkmate. No, it's not over yet. If I could just acquire the item, I could turn the tide. Have you still not located an IBN 5100? Nah, sorry. I have agents looking all over the world, but still no luck. Wait, so she has no progress to report? Please hurry, I'm running out of time. I'll tell you as soon as I find one, Kuroma. Until then, hold on to your 9 lives. Yeah, I can't die yet. L, Sai, Kong, She hung up before I could finish. Damn it, that's why I hate talking to Ferris. Anyway, moving on. Ferris is awesome. This time around, my search for an IBM 5100 is going poorly. Actually, I suppose I should consider myself lucky for having found one so easily the first time. I mean, the IBM 5100 is practically an urban legend. There are people like Moko who spent months searching with no success. Last time it barely took 3 days to reach Yanabashi Shrine, almost as if something was guiding me there. It was fate. No. It was the choice of Steins Gate. That's why its loss is so painful. Guess that's why they call it the Phantom PC. Dao is sitting at his computer, like always. I read on At Channel that some collectors will pay millions of yen to buy one. The IBN 5100's a serious businessman. If they have that high premium, then people must know their secret. They're after the data in Seren's mainframe. I don't get it. How come they're so expensive? Because they're rare. I guess they were pretty expensive to begin with. Looks like one cost about $20,000 back in the day. $20,000? That's expensive. I can't believe it's so hard to find one. Sure, it was a nice machine for its time, but only for its time. You have to be crazy to want one now. Maybe it's one guy buying them all up. The harder something it is to obtain, the stronger the desire it becomes. That's how people are. It's true. I just look at my collection of random stuff. It's like, no, it's mine. And that's exactly how I feel now. The depths of Seren, completely isolated from the outside, lies a database coded with an IBN 5100. What secrets are sleeping there? Could it contain the data from Seren's time machine research? Could there be proof of that the Committee of 300 exists? The desire to know grows stronger by the day. It's not just about plunging the world into chaos anymore. We need the power to oppose Seren's evil ambitions. And then there's that threatening email to consider. Dao is confident that Seren wouldn't find us, but I can't afford to take that for granted. After all, we're up against the brightest minds in the world, the scientists who invented the World Wide Web. They're backed by a secret organization more powerful than any nation. Way out of our league here. They'll have no trouble at all questioning our puny lab if they decide. That's why we need a trump card to hold against them. But without an IBN 5100, we can't move forward. I'm getting restless. Whoa! What's this? Dao suddenly lurches forward to stare at his monitor. Huh? What's wrong? But there's no way that's right. What are you talking about? Explain. Well, I'm pulling data from the server, looking for a way to gain root access. And their files are... And these files are downloading crazy fast. I mean, we're talking light speed here. It's hard to believe, but for some reason, this area has been direct fiber... It's hard to believe, but for some reason, this area has a direct fiber optic line to Seren. Several lines, even. Direct? What do you mean? I mean, there's literally a fiber optic cable running from underneath this building to Seren's headquarters in France. Is that strange? Yeah, that seems a bit off. Dao calls up the National Assembly of France's website. Then he brings up the command prompt and hammers out some commands. Whoa. Have a look. This is the route we use to visit the National Assembly of France's site. It states from our IP address, from here, it passes through various relays in Japan, jumps to France, then bounces around for a while before finally reaching the National Assembly site. Okay. Yep, that's a bunch of code. It takes 16 steps total to get there. The average transfer rate is about 300 milliseconds. That's normal for overseas connection. In other words, there's a route we have to take to get to France from Japan. Everyone takes the same route. Other countries are the same. Even browsing domestically takes about 10 steps. Now let's try Seren. Daryl calls up a Seren homepage on his browser. Then he displays the route like last time. The result is only one step. That's a bit worrying. Unlike before, the signal doesn't pass through any intermediate servers. The PC we're using is registered as Akibara PC. It's connected directly to Seren in France. And the transfer rate is hundreds of times better than usual. Crazy fast. You can't even get these numbers domestically, man. Why do we have a direct line? Is that even possible? It was like this when we found it. I didn't do anything. When we found it? So the building already had a hotline to Seren? This can't be a coincidence. It might just be a choice of... it doesn't make sense. Why would there be an independent line running from here all the way to Seren? Dao is so excited he interrupts me. No Japanese or French telecommunications company would set up something like this, which means Seren did it themselves. Dao gulps a nod. Cold sweat oozes from his brow. I feel a chill as well. Seren might be able to see everything we're doing. No. Maybe Seren's been expecting us for years. Experimenting. How could that be? The answer is simple. John Tider claims that Seren completed their time machine in 2034. Just 2 years later, the world is in a dystopia under their rule. Maybe the Seren of 2034 considers our opposition in 2010 a threat. Maybe they use their time machine to travel to 2000 and install a fiber optic cable to track our every move. It's entirely possible. Has the invention of time machine started an intertemporal war? If so, what can we do? Our enemy might be stronger than we can even imagine. No. I mustn't lose heart. I need to think positive. But thanks to this direct line, we can now control the LHC remotely. Wait, what? You figured out how? Wow, that's amazing, Daro-kun. Mo pauses her DVD and comes up beside me. With a connection this fast, we can control the LHC practically in real time. I haven't actually tried it out yet, though. Surely that would trigger some alarms or make people concerned, like, hey, the LHC is going. No one's doing anything about it or anything. That's right, even if there's some kind of Seren trap, we might be able to make use of it. It's still vulnerable to our attack. The LHC is a 20-kilometer long tunnel thing, right? What does it do again? Accelerates particles and smashes them together. Oh, yeah, mini black holes, right? The official line is that mini black holes might manifest as a byproduct of the particle collision, but that's not the truth. According to the top secret documents we found, the LHC is intended to create black holes from the very beginning, but we still don't know exactly how they do it. We need to think of a way to... Okabe. Whoa, she was here all along? Krista suddenly emerges from the development room. She was cooped up there all morning. Her expression is unusually grave. What's wrong? I figured it out. Figured what out? I think I know how the phone wave works. Really? Chris nods. She still hasn't smiled. Keep in mind that this is just a hypothesis based on what we've observed. It's closely related to what you guys were just talking about, the LHC. I believe it was you, Christina, who called the LHC the world's largest microwave. Yes, exactly. My hunch was right. You created a monster, Okabe. Whoa, what? A monster? It doesn't belong in some amateur lab, and before you take that as an embellishment of your abilities, I mean it in a bad way. Quizu clutches her arms as if to keep from trembling. Give me the details. Did you know that the microwave oven was invented as a byproduct of radar research? Dao and I nod. Maru shakes her head. We read up on all that back when the phone wave, named subject to change, started acting weird. Microwaves are electronic waves with a frequency of 2.45 gigahertz. The phone wave is commercial grade, so its output is around 1500 to 2000 watts. Here's the important part, okay? Quizu goes on to explain that the electromagnetic waves output by the microwave are somehow connected to the electromagnetic waves output by the phone. In fact, you could say they've fused together. According to Dao's blueprints, the microwave and the phone are made to send out shared electronic I am struggling so hard with electromagnetic. The microwave and the phone are made to send out shared electromagnetic waves by taking their leads and hardwiring each of them to the magnetron's cathode and anode? Cathode? A type of vacuum tube used in microwave ovens and radars. Produces strong microwaves. On one hand, we have a microwave's super strong electromagnetic waves, originally a byproduct of the military research into radar technology. On the other, we have a cell phone standard electromagnetic waves, a frequency now ubiquitous throughout the world. What happens when you fuse those two waves? Both devices use electromagnetic waves. I'm not a specialist though, so I can't examine the extent or magnitude of the influence that fusion has. But hypothetically, if this cell phone were to become a stepping stone, scattering the multi-grade electromagnetic waves over a vast range of hundreds of kilometers, then not just Akihabara, but all of Tokyo could turn into the inside of a microwave oven. Oh. Taking into account the slight variance due to body weight, the average time until death for people inside would be 3 minutes. Oh. Seriously, then the phone waves a weapon of mass destruction. That's it? Is it really that powerful? Let me tell you what happens inside the phone wave. The air inside the oven is full of invisible hydrogen atoms. First, it bombards the atoms with microwaves to increase their energy potential. This is the normal function of a microwave oven. But when you add the electromagnetic waves from the phone, the harmonics trigger a chain reaction. The particles collide repeatedly at near light speed, gaining mass and energy each time. In other words, it becomes a sort of particle accelerator. It's literally the same as an LHC. So if the LHC was created to generate mini black holes, then the phone wavenames of exchange might also produce mini black holes. Krisu doesn't deny it. It's a miracle that thing has been so stable. But there's still one more thing I don't understand. Even if it does produce mini black holes, they should evaporate instantly. But that's not what's happening in the phone wave. The jellification phenomenon proves that. Just like the LHC, our mini black holes are turning into Kerr black holes. According to Taito, you have to inject electrons to produce the Kerr black hole effect. Where do the injected electrons come from? That's what I don't understand. The LHC uses something called a lifter to inject electrons into the black hole to control the gravitational field. Something is filling the role inside the phone wave. Is it something? Like I said, I don't know what. So I guess that's where it comes down to. All Kristu's explained does confirm the hypothesis that the phone wavenames exchange functions the same as an LHC. Oneself. It's easy to pretend you're someone you're not. Ultimately, however, there's no escaping the contradictions between your false self and the real you. It's a paradox, and paradoxes can't hold. I tried to tell myself that I don't need anyone, that forming bonds would only hurt, but somehow I ended up joining your circle of friends. I still don't know if that was for the best. No, I'm sure it was. Without you, I would have given up on ever finding my dad. I don't know why I wrote all this. I guess I'm trying to say is thanks. Are you sharing confessions now? Be careful to whom you express your No, I'm not going to reply that. I wish I could reply to the thanks, but that would just be a mean thing to say. Looks like we need to reveal what the LHC is. It's time for our LHC Mo guy to shine. LHC stands for Large Hadron Collider. Hadron? It's the name of elementary particle. The LHC is basically a huge cylinder tunnel underneath Switzerland and France. It sits around 100 meters below ground and has a total length of 27 kilometers. There are two rings that run through the tunnel. Inside the rings are super low temperature. Inside the rings is a super low temperature vacuum. An environment like outer space, basically. Seriously, Mo. Mo. In a adjacent facility, protons are gradually accelerated by linear acceleration by the linear accelerator. The proton synctron booster and the super proton. Finally, they're injected into the LHC when they undergo their final acceleration via a series of superconducting magnets installed in the tunnel. But now they're traveling up to 99.999991% the speed of light. That's enough to melt your brain. Not as dangerous as the phone waves, though. Finally, the accelerator protons collide at approximately 1 to 10 billion times per second. That's a lot. The purpose of the LHC project is to study the high energy reactions that result, or so they say. We know they're a bunch of stinking liars. I guess that about covers it. And that, my fellow lab members, brings us to the question: can the phone wavelength of exchange beat sound into true physical time travel? Two problems. One, setting the destination. Two, the lifter. We already established that the DML arrives precisely where it's supposed to. It's dangerous to accept that without verification, and the fact that it's data. Agreed. As for a lifter, we already know it exists. We just need to figure out what it is. I don't think we're going to find it. The phone wave's not exactly big, you know, and we've been poking it for days without turning up a clue. Even if we do find it, it'll take forever to learn how the true electron feed properly. How to tune. How long is forever? Science been working on it for 9 years and they still haven't solved it. We're just animators? We're just animators! Woo! No, we're just amateurs, so it's bound to take even longer. Wait, I have an idea. Let's look at it from a different angle. Someone tried to send people back in time, but they couldn't get the electron feed right. The singularity were not naked. It's the same with the phone wave names subject to change. You can only send 36 bytes of data safely, otherwise you get a jellyman. Let's consider the problem in reverse. What if we can convert a human to data, then compress that data into just 36 bytes? We could send the person through the ring singularity just like a DML, couldn't we? Kurisu looks surprised. Convert a human to data? That's not even possible, man. And even if it were, that would be like an exabyte of data or something. You want to compress that into 36 bytes? Are you high? I thought it was a good idea. I guess it's not that easy. The barriers to time travel are just too high. I turned to Kurisu, meaning to ask her opinion, and then I realized her expression has changed dramatically. Her eyes are wide as saucers, her mouth is just hanging open. Of course, if it works, then maybe... She pauses for a second and then... Maybe we could do it. Wait, what? Do what? Time travel? It's hard to believe that, what Kurisu is saying, even though it was my idea in the first place. Are you serious? Kurisu grins triumphantly in response. The data compression part, at least, is easy. We can just use the black holes created by the LHC since black holes compress everything they swallow. Compression won't harm data like it would harm a human. As long as we're just sending data, there's nothing to worry about. I get it. But wait, can we really pull off such a stunt? And besides, how do you plan to convert humans into data? You know that my thesis got published, right? There's no time to flaunt your accomplishments. Have you read it? I haven't. Oh, I've got scans if you want to read it. Dell opens up his image folder, scrolls to a ton of 2D porn. Scrolls past tons of 2D porn and opens up the scanned image. Sure enough, Kurisu's name in big English letters. announced a surprising thesis in the Far Eastern island nation. This thesis, even if it's impossible, each man's making to data is possible. It is making each man's memory data. The possibility is bold and it discusses in detail the research and study that credibility is very high, and it is certainly only impossible in a present technology, and knowledge will advance through it has already gone oh, I'm sorry. Gone excited pros and cons about the content of the thesis, and the theory of saying Gi is unfolding in not only the physics in the future but also the field, perhaps the composed theory. Hereafter, the thesis. Okay, that needs to stop. The title of my thesis is Analysis of Memory-Related Nerve Impressions in the Temporal Lobe. Temporal lobe? Nerve impulses? What? You don't know? No? Wait. This can't be right. That title sounds like a neuroscientist, not physics. The scientific study of the brain. This field incorporates biology, genetics, medicine, psychology, and electrical engineering. I'm a neuroscientist. Got a problem? What? I can't believe it. One of the ways she talks about particle accelerators and the time travel theory, I'm sure she had to be a physicist. No, forget about that. How is this related to time travel? Converting an entire human to data is impossible, but converting a human's memories may be possible. Converting memories to data? Chrisu proceeds to explain her thesis. Memories accumulate in something called the I don't even know. Hippocampus? Parahippocampalgus. Hippocampus. Which is located in the temporal lobe of the brain. But what exactly are memories? Chris's theories analyze that question from a neuroscientific perspective. All the brain's functions manifest as electrical signals running through its neurons. Each memories are written to the hippocampus by electrical signals. Grizzle analyzed how specific electrical signals correspond to specific memories. The mechanism by which humans recall memories can be linked to a word-associated game. It begins with a vague instant image, which calls subjective images of increasing clarity. Imagine a chest of drawers. Each drawer is filled with tiny boxes, and inside each tiny box is another bunch of tiny boxes. You can keep opening boxes until you find the memory you're looking for. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Chrisu discovers that the number of retrieval commands, nerve inputs used to search up memories, is surprisingly low. Out of the hundreds of millions of nerve impulses patterns in our brain, only a few thousands are related to memory. It was the successful analysis of these patterns that earned Chrisu and her research team critical acclaim in the scientific community. Now, before you ask that this pertains to time travel, there's one thing I need to explain. Several years ago, my lab, the neuropsychology physiology lab at Victor Condor University developed a technology called visual rebuilding, or VR for short. Oh god. Put simply, enables conversion of video data into nerve impulse signals. Using this reserve, it can also convert nerve inputs into video data, using in reverse, or any kind of electronic data. So, if you combine the VR technology with my research, do you see where I'm going? No way. We can convert memories into data. Not just that, memory transpilation, backups, external storage, all of these things become possible. This is like science fiction. In a sense, this technology could be used to copy a person's soul. According to Chrisu, some religious groups strongly oppose this research, as you might expect. On the other hand, the medical community is ecstatic about the possibilities. In any case, it's amusing that my assistant here was able to make such an incredible discovery. Of course, she did have a university supporting her, but still. So basically, what you're saying is, we convert the subject's memory into video data, use the LHC's black hole to compress the data into 36 bytes, send the data through the K black hole inside the phone wave name subject to change, and finally imprint those memories on the subject's brain in the past. What does that mean? You can send our memories back in time. In order to differentiate from the physical time travel, let's call it a time leap for now. You can go back. You don't go back, just your memories. It's so crazy that no one's thought of it before. She's right, this whole idea is ridiculous. This is exactly why none of the geniuses at CERN could come up with it. But this union of physics, neuroscience, and neurophysiology? Psychology? Sociology? No, it's not sociology. Physiology? Neurophysiology? Will make it the impossible possible. To transfer memories to the past via cell phone to time leap. I feel like this is a good place to end this episode. A lot of progress has been done in terms of science. And the phone wave name subject to change might have a new function. Or new use. I guess you would call it function. With time leaping. Interesting. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!